What's good, YouTube land? That Collector here. Don't really have an intro for this, but it's Universe Hound. Unfortunately, I don't have the rabbits that came with this guy, so I can't review him, but just so you can see, rabbits would peg into these tabs right here. And apparently other cassettes can too. I think it says the older ones can peg in as well, but oh well. So here's Hound in his uncopyright infringing Jeep mode. He's based off of a Jeep Hurricane, but obviously the front has to be changed so they don't so they can avoid the Jeep trademark look. And I like it. It's a cool looking car mode, I guess. Like it's definitely like tougher than the average motor. I love the big black wheels, although I do wish they had a lick of paint on the rims. The friggin' front of it. You can actually unpeg the front if you want. Look at this molded in detail with like kind of like a tow line. You got some yellow dots, which I guess could be headlights, or no, like I think those are the headlights and those are just turn signals. And you've got a random white star, which I assume is a character trait of his for some reason. Got the big red Autobot insignia. Why do I keep saying red? All Autobot insignias are red. It's just this one doesn't have the white background, unfortunately. He does have the nice addition of having seats, which, spoiler warning, those are his thighs. Like, they're just folded up, but it's a cool use of mass to make some actual seats for this. And he does have a steering wheel molded in. We remove this, this is apparently a rocket launcher. Although I believe it's supposed to be a hologram projector. But you can kind of see all the stuff molded in there. No gas, no brake or accelerating foot pedals, but oh well, you do have the wheel. I like the translucent windscreen, that's nice. It's kind of a shame, I don't know how well you can tell, but the windscreen, being translucent plastic, is slightly different shade of green than the rest of the actually green plastic. But it's not easily noticeable. You got your weapon mounted right back here. They're kind of like, I don't know, they're the back, I don't know exactly what they are in a car. Oh well. And you got your tail lights. Underneath, you can't really see much. You can see what looks like arms and some kind of like thighs, but overall he seems very hidden, very well hidden. And honestly, this vehicle mode feels really small. Like, I know I'm not one to complain about size, but for some reason it feels small in my hands. Like, it feels small for Deluxe. I can't really explain it. Just looking at him, he looks small. And for some reason, this is a rectangle peg, so there's literally nowhere for it to go other than... Can you even peg it in like that? I haven't tried, but no, you can't. It's a bit too thick, actually. I like to put it on the passenger side, just because I imagine the driver is too busy driving to, like, fire a rocket launcher or a hologram projector. So I give it to the passenger side, have them do something other than backseat drive. But to transform him, we're going to start, unpeg the legs. We want to hinge them out. Clear enough space. Can you, yeah, fold the seats in. They're basically thigh armor. and then fold the foot down and fold this section in, and that'll cover that back up, prevent it from going back into car mode. And do the same thing on the other side, as I did without paying attention. The torso kind of gives me problems, though. Unpeg the wheels. Rotate the arms out, so hopefully they're in all the way out. Take his pants, fold down his pants, and you kind of want to orient this torso to the point where you can actually get it to sit down, like right there as his chest. Rotate the arms into proper place and fold out his head. And then I think, oh, you can do that. Okay. I learned something new there. There we go. Flip out his hands. Yeah. And there we've got do. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my buxom gal. You've got Hound. Stand, man! Stand! There we go. He's standing-ish. I got Hound in his robot mode. And again, it feels adorably small and tubby, honestly. Like, I don't know why it feels small. Here he is next to Generations Dirge, and they're loosely the same height. Universe, Generations, basically the same lines. Like, these two have similar proportions. I can't explain why this Hound feels small. But I think this is the correct transformation. Again, this guy provides issues where, like, if you move certain things out of the way, things like nothing in his chest locks in place. I'll say that. Like this section constantly moves, and his torso chunk can hinge up and down and like do that, and nothing really his pants don't peg in anywhere. It frustrates me. I really want to like it, but it's frustrating. Like, the alt mode is a lot nicer, in my opinion, than the robot mode is. Hello, take a look at the face. Kind of adorable. Adorably tiny head atop his massive, massive bod. I don't have any. It's just tiny. It's just funny. He does have light piping. I don't want to. I don't have a flashlight on me to show you it, but he does have nice, bright blue eyes and kind of like a weird, scared expression on his face, like. And nothing's really. The only things revealed are, I guess, his pants and his arms with the green and the yellow striping. And his hands, but, you know. Also, his legs are a bit too floppy on this version of the toy. Now, obviously, they're ball joints, so I could, you know, floor polish them up, whatever, but I'm not the kind of guy who's going to go buy floor polish just for this. Really. Oh, and his head doesn't peg in anywhere, so it's just... The platform it sits on is just constantly moving and annoying. You can give him his so-called rocket launcher in his hand, but that's not cool. Who wants that? You can actually, if you come back here, we'll take a look. Little nook right there. Take a look at that nook. Quite the nook. You can actually Do I want to tab it in there? We'll tab it in there. It actually goes right back into a slot on either shoulder. Yeah. And then you put the wheels back in place, and it feels like everything's coming apart. But boink, there you go. It's kind of an issue having these pieces on the bottom of his basically gigantic feet. Although they look like they're on a slight bit of a hinge because I guess because the whole foot is on a undocumented hinge. So we can go, oh yeah, I can do the splits. I can high kick. Can he actually stay balanced? Let's see. Let's see if I can balance him in a high kick. Not really, because his hips are crap. He can bend over and go bonk. Hooah! Articulation-wise, his head's on a ball joint. His shoulders are on a ball joint. Nice amount of range and waggle in his neck. And the panel is on a hinge. So, finally he actually has his shoulder joints where they're supposed to be. If you know anything about Hound, you know what I'm talking about. This G1 toy is basically, I'll give you an example. I actually have an example. Come on, stand. This is G2 Swindle. And his shoulders are right about there. And if you ever get a G1 Hound toy, his shoulder joints basically about there as well. Also, this Swindle is pretty cool. Yay! There's your review of Swindle. He does have a bicep swivel. He's got basic 90-degree hinge knee, pin disc knee. Fuck me in the knee. I'll take an arrow in that knee for that mistake. I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee. Meant to say pin disc at the elbow. Transformation joint on the wrist, but it locked into place so tightly that it might as well not be there. Nothing at the waist, unfortunately. His pants don't lock in anywhere, I said. Hips, ball jointed. Pretty good range. Come on, you. I thought you were acrobatic as fuck. Come on, stand. There. He can actually stand doing that. Knee joints. Well, that happens. God dang it. Everything is just coming to bits. Come on, Hound. I know you want to be a human, so help me out. It's 90 degrees, basically. And his feet can go up about that far, backwards for transformation. They're so comically huge feeties. And they're on that toe joint, which, when this toy came out, was apparently an undocumented feature. So that's everything for Hound. I don't know if I prefer this one to the movie Hound. I know the Last Night version of Hound is a lot better than the Age of Extinction one, so if I ever see him again, I might pick him up at some point. Still don't know. I have yet to pick up any figures from the Last Night. I can't imagine seeing a toy line shelf warm so hard. It's still on toys. It's still on toy shelves to this day. Like, go to your local Toys R Us or Walmart. They will still have the last Night toys. Not the ones you want, mind you, but they'll still be there. Most of these Skeletrons. This guy's adorable. He's definitely picking up if you're, I don't know, getting into classics and haven't been collecting for a long time. He's definitely a good toy. He's a bit annoying, but overall definitely solid. And I should have had an extra point in there, but 6 out of 10? Like something? 6.5 maybe? I don't know. His arms feel a bit too short and underbulked, but what can you do given the transformation? I wish his chest pegged in somewhere. I wish his pants pegged in. I wish his hips were tighter, but that's not. Your mileage may vary. Yeah, maybe give him a 7. He's not perfect. He has some minor flaws, but he'll do in a pinch. So thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Now I know why I don't do ratings on these videos, basically ever. So scrap that 7. He's a good toy. He's a good toy. He's worth getting if you like Hound. He's a good classic Hound. On that note, on that rambling mess, goodbye and keep it weird.